Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, government opens a special account at the NBD as part of fundraising efforts for the Bahamas. And Dorian impacts the islands responsible for economic activity in the Bahamas. A challenge to the media to help create a more age-sensitive society. The details coming up.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Dominica has made a commitment to assist the Bahamas in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian. The Category 5 storm has so far killed 5, leaving thousands homeless. Late Monday, Cabinet met with representatives of essential services and the private sector to formulate a comprehensive response to the Bahamas disaster. Prior to that meeting, government had already committed to providing $100,000 in assistance to the Bahamas. An account has been opened at the National Bank to facilitate contributions to the recovery effort.
The reason for that is many people have been asking about how they can contribute to the process. But bearing in mind that the logistics between the Bahamas and Dominica can be very difficult, especially in that period, and then with the lack of communication flowing, we felt it better that in this early period that we resort to making cash contributions rather than the usual contribution of dry goods and foods and clothing. So cash contributions, we believe, would be of more benefit to the people of the Bahamas now rather than any other form of contribution. And so we have established this account, the number being 11-500-4385. To repeat, 11-500-4385. And monies can be deposited in that account and will be made available to the people of the Bahamas as soon as possible.
Through the Regional Security System RSS, government will also assign 15 police officers led by an inspector to assist where needed. Dominica's utility companies have also committed to play their part.
The WASCO has also promised that they're prepared to mobilize, or they have mobilized 6 of the employees who will get to Bahamas and will be involved in the immediate restoration of water supplies and the commissioning of distribution lines and so on and so on and so on. DOMLEC has been in communication with the Grand Bahama Power Company and is committed to deploying a team as and when is required. So DOMLEC is on standby, and as soon as the green light is given, they're ready to deploy a team to assist in power restoration. Digicel is supporting ADIV. I guess that's its sister company in Bahamas, with free calls between the Turks and Caicos Islands and the Bahamas. The company is also ready to supply a technical team to restore the network and to assist in the distribution of information on recovery efforts. Flow awaits a full assessment from their team in the Bahamas. The parent company will coordinate support should any request be made nationally. They have expressed the willingness to consider and to advise.
Commitments to support recovery efforts in the Bahamas are also coming from other sectors.
The collective membership of the DIC has committed support with the Rapid Needs Assessment Report when that becomes available. The Dominican Red Cross is on standby to deploy a subset of its trained volunteers to assist government's intervention when necessary. Government commits and offers to assist in providing school place to be determined by the number of Bahamian students whose schools were destroyed or damaged by the passage of the hurricane. The fire department is also ready to deploy a minimum of 8 officers who are trained in disaster management and disaster recovery, also on standby to assist in the recovery efforts in the Bahamas. The Ministry of Health will provide a total of 20 health professionals, and this would include doctors, nurses, and physiotherapists, and this will be deployed into 2 various groups. One of the things we have going for us is based on our vast experience over the last 2 years and the amount of training that we received from all our non-governmental organizations and our partners. We believe that all aspects of the Dominican society is well and properly trained to take a leading role in the recovery and restoration efforts in the Bahamas. And we stand fully committed to assist and to support the Bahamian people in the efforts to return to a certain level of normalcy.
Meantime, Dominica's pledge of financial and other assistance to the Bahamas comes while we are still very much in the hurricane season. But Deputy Prime Minister Reginald Austrie says government is doing what it has always sought to do, being our brother's keeper. 2 years ago, Dominica was in the process of assisting other storm-affected countries when it was hit by Hurricane Maria.
Dominica, knowing that we are prone to such natural events, we believe that the most we can do is to assist, like we did even before Hurricane Maria, when we were assisting St. Martin and Tortola and other countries affected by Hurricane Irma, I think Irma it was, and Maria. We were very proactive in sending. In fact, there was a container of water that was supposed to have been on its way to St. Martin when Hurricane Maria struck. So we are here ready. We know where we're coming from. And we believe that we have to be our brother's keeper in that regard. We're very happy for the assistance that we received from all these agencies and all these countries. And so we believe it's only right that we should reciprocate and to offer the best that we can to our brothers and sisters there in the Bahamas.
Hurricane Dorian has left thousands homeless, many injured, and 5 people dead in the Bahamas. The Category 5 storm is reported to be the most severe storm recorded so far this year. In fact, it's the first time a Category 5 storm has hit the Bahamas since Hurricane Andrew in 1992. Dorian made landfall Sunday afternoon on the southern end of the Bahamas Elbow Cay, which runs along the east coast of Great Abaco.
Thus far, the Royal Bahamas Police Force has confirmed that there are 5 deaths in Abaco. Teams will go to Abaco as soon as possible for full and proper assessment and identification. We are going to be very careful about reporting such information, which should only come from the official channel and be verified by the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
The Prime Minister also indicated that the United States Coast Guard has airlifted 21 injured persons to the capital for medical assistance.
The devastation is unprecedented and extensive. They are deeply worrying. The images and videos we are seeing are heartbreaking. Many homes, businesses, and other buildings have been completely or partially destroyed. There is an extraordinary amount of flooding and damage to infrastructure. I wish to report that the United States Guard is already on the ground in Abaco and has rescued a number of injured individuals. Critically injured individuals are being taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital here on New Providence.
And as for what will happen after the passage of Dorian,
A Hurricane Relief and Recovery Committee. We will announce the coordinator as soon as possible. Exigency orders have been prepared to allow donated and purchased relief supplies from registered charitable organizations to enter the affected areas free of customs duty and VAT in the immediate aftermath of the hurricane. Landing fees will also be waived in the affected areas, as well as departure taxes and customs processing fees for non-commercial flights.
the Prime Minister also explains who is eligible and what goods are included.
The orders cover Abaco, the Abaco Keys, Grand Bahama, Sweetings Key, Deepwater Key, and Water Key. In addition, the goods traditionally exempted after past hurricanes, we are including in these orders medicine and medical supplies, electrical generators, tents, cots, bedding material, and mosquito nettings. Individuals affected by Hurricane Dorian are included in the exigency order, subject to verification.
Dr. Mbinis was expected to do an overflight on Tuesday to assess the degree of flooding and devastation. And from all reports, flooding has been a major problem for Bahamians impacted by Hurricane Dorian. Let's go now to Eyewitness News in the Bahamas to get a sense of how flooding has affected lives in one community.
What we can do, who we can call, the current off, no data, no nothing. And we just had to suffer through this.
Residents and animals in the Bain and Grantstown community caught off guard as Hurricane Dorian passed north of the Bahamas at a slow pace, bringing wind and rain overnight. For one resident, she reported that the water almost came up to waist level in her kitchen, and her family did the best they could to protect life and property.
What did you do? What action did you do? We had to stay inside, try to pile up inside and stay in our house.
Now, a quick tour of her home, she described how the water rushed in and they scrambled to get plastics and other items in an attempt to keep the water out before things took a turn for the worst.
Yeah, we're getting plastic and stuff in the doors and things from the water coming in and things on the side a little bit, you understand? But it was a chaos.
Other residents in the area, however, said that the flooding came as no surprise.
Only the yard flooded, no, the water ain't get inside, yo. See, our whole site, we put our whole site from the last hurricane, but our wall and mic.
Now, area MP Travis Robinson said the impoverished community cannot take another blow.
Baintown was one of the areas under the Economic Empowerment Zone bill. And so I believe even more than ever before, we're going to need every help we could get inside this community. As you know, some of the houses are already built compromised, not built to code, not built to structure. And so I believe right now this flooding has put this community back about 4 to 5 years. And I say that because when I look at the number of houses that have already been compromised even before the storm, and I've checked on a number of them, and they just totally need a new home.
He says his thoughts and prayers remain with those impacted by Hurricane Dorian.
I could only call on Bahamians everywhere to pray for our brothers and sisters in Abaco as well as in Grand Bahama, who's currently undergoing this unfortunate hurricane at this time. It's a major crisis. It's one that I don't think anybody could have physically imagined. And this is a time for us to come together. I believe that the Bahamas is stronger when we are together. And so this is no time for political colors and political mileage. We ought to be our brothers and sisters' keepers.
Dorian has had a major impact on the most populated areas, with early estimates reporting 13,000 homes having been destroyed. News director at Eyewitness News in the Bahamas spoke to the BBC about the economic impact of the devastation caused by Hurricane Dorian. Dorian has devastated 2 of the 3 islands in northern Bahamas, responsible for most of the archipelago's economic activity.
Anyone you talk to will tell you that this by far is the worst that we've seen in modern times in the Bahamas. Just sheer devastation. The ferociousness of this storm can't be compared to any other. It was just massive in size, destructive in strength, and carrying with it so much on these islands. And if you understand anything about the Bahamas, it's made up of an archipelago of islands. It's spread over 100,000 square feet of water, and there are many islands. But in the northwest Bahamas is where the major islands and cities are. There are 3 main islands that drive the economy of the Bahamas: the capital, New Providence, and then Grand Bahama, second largest, and then Abaco, the third. Well, out of the 3, 2 of those cities have been, 2 of those islands have been damaged severely and hit by this hurricane directly: Grand Bahama and Abaco. So you can imagine the level of devastation it has, that these are the more popular islands, the more populated islands as well, and definitely where the economies that drive the country are located. So it's a massive destruction and blow to the Bahamian economy.
In other news now, the local media practitioners have been challenged to create a more age-sensitive society. Andrea Louis has more.
Director on the board of the Dominica Council on Aging, Yvonne Alexander, issued the call on Tuesday. Owing to the increasing older population in Dominica and around the world, Alexander says the media must play its part in raising awareness of the growing population of senior citizens.
We have to be proactive about this one, because in the next 20 to 30 years, there will be very many older people than there are younger people. Number 1 in the workforce, and number 2 with the capability of caring for that aging population. Is the media prepared for that? What is the role of the media in spreading that information so that everyone begins to prepare? What is the role of the media? So I want to challenge the media to begin having this type of conversations about the fact that in Dominica, and indeed globally, the population is aging.
According to Alexander, some institutions in Dominica have taken steps to improve their service to senior citizens, but more needs to be done.
In this current era, it is not unusual for an older person to be given an appointment to see, be it the dentist, the eye specialist, or just the general practitioner, or sometimes even at our health centers or at our hospitals, where they may just go in for emergency service and be just sitting there for hours, even when given an appointment, for hours waiting for them to be called in. Are we sufficiently sensitive about the fact that we are speaking about an elderly person who may have little aches and pains and so on? How do we spread the information about the need for each and every one of us to be much more aged sensitive?
Alexander implored the wider public to be more kind towards senior citizens, not only during the month of the elderly.
I want to ask, how do you treat the older people in your midst? And I want to ask for more patience, more tolerance. Be mindful that it is almost like you're dealing with a child again. Be sensitive. Visit. Say a kind word. Do a good deed. I want to ask for the support of the media from here forward, that you help us in whatever way you can to build an age-sensitive society.
You are watching Channel 5 News. We'll have more after this.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
If you're HIV positive or have an STI, having unprotected sex with multiple partners puts them in grave danger. You'll expose every partner and their present and future partners to HIV or another STI. Use a condom every time you have sex. You can live a productive life even if diagnosed with HIV. Remember, early detection is key to your survival. Be responsible, protect yourself and others. Help stop the spread of HIV and other STIs.
Football, football, football. The new season of the CONCACAF Nation League begins in September and Suriname is coming to Dominica. Yes, you heard right. Dominica takes on Suriname in their first match of the 2019 CONCACAF Nation League. Thursday, 5th September at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium at 3 p.m. Come on, come all from east, west, north, south. Come support the Nature Boy. Bring your flags, your rags, and shout, let's go, DA, let's go. It's at the CONCACAF Nation League. Dominica versus Suriname, Thursday, September 5th, 3 p.m. Adults, $20. Children under 12, $10. We are calling on the public and the private sector to please give your staff who want to attend the game an early hour to go support the Nature Boys. Let's go, DA. Thursday, September 5th, Windsor Park Sports Stadium, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. 767.
Helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Parents of grade 6 pupils are being encouraged to come on board with a new comprehensive health program for the prevention and control of cervical cancer. Andrea Louis has more.
More than 800 grade 6 children are due to receive the HPV vaccine during the first term of the 2019 school year. Human papillomavirus, or HPV, is the most common sexually transmitted infection and is usually deemed harmless and goes away by itself. However, there are over 100 types of the virus. Some can lead to cancer or genital warts. Extensive research has shown that the HPV vaccine can prevent cervical cancer if administered during the preteen years. Hence the reason the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with PAHO, has decided to do the pilot vaccination program with grade 6 children. Following a recent media advocacy workshop on the HPV vaccine, acting coordinator of the Health Promotion Unit, Mignon Roll-Shillingford, implored parents to do what is best for the health of their children.
So one of the things we did today was, make some of our media persons listen to a few of the PSAs that we have developed that will be played on their various media outlets. And one of it started with, if you knew you could prevent your child from getting cervical cancer, penile cancer, vulval cancer, wouldn't you? And that is exactly what we are going to be selling the product at. That's what we are saying to the clients, the parents. We want to prevent our children from getting any type of cancer that is associated by the HPV vaccine. And that's the reason we are implementing it. In this day and age, no woman should die of cervical cancer because of the HPV vaccine and early screening, detection and treatment.
In June, Health Minister Dr. Kenneth Daru announced the vaccination of preteen students will be done after an extensive education and sensitization program by the Ministry of Health. PAHO's country program specialist, Anik Wilson, hopes to see 100% success in the implementation of this vaccination program in Dominica.
What convinced me in Dominica is the attitude. Everybody seems to be committed to the process. We are also making sure that we prepare both the media, the parents, and the teachers about the process. So we are trying to get everybody on board, and once everybody is on board and they are committed, we are looking forward to a very successful implementation plan.
According to information from PAHO, cervical cancer is the second most common type of cancer in women in developing countries, making it a public health concern. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
And the Dominica Council on Aging is calling on the relevant authorities to incorporate older people into the National Development Program. The month of the elderly is being observed under the theme Pioneers of Resilience, the Journey to Age Equality. Member of the DCOA Colin Bully says senior citizens are well poised to help with national development and measures should be put in place to utilize their skills and experience.
What is age equality? What are we talking about? Do we want to rejuvenate ourselves, to be acting like young persons again, or do we want to make sure that we as older persons gain and demand the respect that we require in terms of our capacities, our wisdom from our age, to be able to share this freely, and also to be considered to be an integral part of the decision-making process of our country.
Bully believes when the proper structures are put in place, the country can greatly benefit from the contribution of the senior citizen population.
The problem for us, though, is, and I think that this month should be the eye-opener for us, is that we have not been, in a more formal sense, recognized and integrated into the planning processes. And we have to start to recognize where are those gaps and how can we, in fact, position ourselves to participate more fully in the actions taken in developing the resilience agenda.
Bully is of the view that the wider Dominican society should be made aware of those who have been recognized for their contribution to nation building.
Well, it's an honor that you stand at the national parade and receive a medal and you're sent home, and nobody even knows you have a medal again 2 weeks after that. Not even to say 2 years after that. And we have not been presenting to our nation those persons who have toiled and have been recognized sufficiently. They are not recognized when they're village events. They are not recognized at official events sufficiently. Some may, but some may not. But this is what we're talking about, that if we are pioneers and we recognize, our nation should always have them, have us in their minds.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
To end the news, we take a look again at the headlines. Government opens a special account at the NBD as part of efforts to raise funds for the Bahamas. Hurricane Dorian impacts islands responsible for economic activity in the Bahamas, and a challenge to the media to help create a more age-sensitive society. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You may access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.